Damn, this truck is way bigger than the other one. My new truck is almost 2 years old. What happened? It's literally been over 2 years since I ordered it. Build date on this truck is February of 22. Engine build date is 1/27/22. Happened to be, the engine was built on my birthday. We got a bond. Anyway, we got to do some upgrades to the truck. You notice I took my spare tire off the top. Headache rack needs reinforced. Yeah, just it's strong enough structurally if it wasn't a moving object, as in the truck going down the road bouncing around. We got some stress cracks going on. I also want to upgrade my toolbox latches when you do an oil change. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think. I've had this truck for 2 years and I've got like 9,800 miles on it. Why is that? Because I have multiple other vehicles. This one's not technically my full primary. I got another 3,500 Ram dually, and I have another 5,500 that I actually used quite a bit more because they let me register it for 1 more year, but now we're going to take it to a different state, and it's just going to be a not for hire unit. So this one's going to probably get some more miles this year. And weather's here, my boxes leak. I want to start with that. We might pop the hood and get the oil draining. Been letting it idle for a minute outside. Didn't take it for a quick rip up the hill. But I'm trying to just do oil changes on the high RPM, rigs, as in I've been towing a lot with it. That's pretty much all it does. I like to do my oil changes around 5,000 miles, 6 tops. So I've already done the break-in one, which is at 45, maybe 5,000. Actually, did I write it here? Yep. 5K right on the money. So we'll be a little bit ahead on this one, but I'd rather be ahead than forget. And then, it takes full synthetic. Takes full synthetic 1540. Yep. T6. So if you guys remember, I built these boxes. These are complete custom. I just extended the skirt from here. I kind of wish the Great Northern beds didn't have such a drastic right here. I thought about cutting it and lifting it up, but we rolled with it. It doesn't look bad, but my boxes could have a lot more room. Maybe I'll build a drawer or something right in here if it ever got ambitious. But I just bought the cheap latches because that's what I could find. And I do have this one's probably one of the better closing doors, but it's still not quite right. And it's got a little spring to it. All it does is goes up on a wedge right here and it pulls it in as you tighten. So what we're going to do today is I got these ones. These are called compression latches. So you see here, same principle, except for it's on a roller. So that thing will roll on whatever stopper you have. And then when you push the handle down, if I can try to capture it on here, it tightens it just ever so slightly, which is enough to eat up the gap and or warpage, because I'm trying to save weight, so we didn't put a ton on there. So let's hope these, that's a nice touch. That one's already tweaked. Hopefully we can straighten that out without breaking the housing. Hopefully we just drill these rivets out and see where they land. I hope did this come with a bunch of nuts? Yikes. I got a new drill motor, and the chuck is pretty serious. You know this? Tighten it and then roll it back. Locks it. Now here's the part where we find out if this is a universal bolt size deal. A new hammer. Alright, come on, baby. And it did not come with nuts. So I'm gonna have to go frickin' town to get some nuts. Well, those two line up. Just take the gasket right off of here, and that's your new template. Oh yeah, we're way different. Okay, we got all of them cut out. This one, I did find some hardware here, so I was able to test fit that, but I had such close tolerances before. I don't know why I did that, but I'll need to hog this one out and slide it down. I didn't realize that until after, I installed it. But the rest of them, I was able to scooch them down just a little bit, and they did not come with the nuts. So I'm going to run to the store, get some nuts and washers, and more weather stripping, because I might have to do a little bit up here. And then I only got 3 sides, top, sides, and didn't get the bottom. So I'd like to get a little bit more weather stripping, so I put on there. Homemade, way cheaper, a lot more time consuming, and first draft is definitely difficult, but I got exactly what I wanted as far as square footage. So
that.
yeah, I know. It almost fits though.
Almost fits.
That one being bent over, and I don't want to try to straighten it out because I think it'll.
Yeah?
Man, I don't know what the deal is with that one. Got your washers?
Got my washer?
Alright, put your washers on there. Oh, you beat me! What? How did you do that?
Hey.
Where's your other nut? You missing a nut? Oh. Here you go. Where's the other nut? Is it this one? Good job. Looks like we might have got lucky and got the right hardware for 90% of them out of that bucket at Ace, or True Value, wherever we went. The battery box is in the house for that bad boy.
This?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Remember, that's next to the stove.
Grandpa's stove. We got that from Grandpa's stove.
Yeah, you remember that.
It's pink.
All right, let's try it.
The car black, and then this car's gonna be white.
Better talk to Mom. She doesn't want to paint this one white. She wants this one dark blue. Yep.
That's squats.
What?
We need bandage for it. Look it. That's
Dude, look at that.
We can do it on it. We need to fix it. He needs bandage. Now look at that.
Look at that, dude. She's tight. That took longer than I thought. So let's get around to doing some stuff with the engine. Look at this nice step. 5500 is significantly taller than a 35. So I approve greatly of this step. Let's go underneath. I'm going to tell you guys something kind of cool about I don't know if a 35 cab chassis is the same, but a 55 and a 4500 is the same truck. I know that much. But to get to the oil filter on my 3500 sucks. I used to just go ahead and take this box off right here. Air box. The piping and all that, and you can get to it on your second and third gens. These ones, you can see it back up in there, not ideal. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna show you something cool about a 5500. The frame is wide, so you can get right up there to it. Oh, look at that. Almost exactly a year later, I put 4,500 miles on it, 4,800. Apparently I put more on it the first year. So, I can't fit under here worth the crap, so we're gonna have to figure something out here. But we'll get that out. Best we can make. I just got diesel on my hands because that's what's on this green bucket. 1, 2, 3. Guys are got me. Shoot. Got a whole handful of it. I don't know how well you guys are gonna see this, but hit something now. Maybe it's loose enough I can get it off there. Oh, they make this more and more difficult every generation. I had to go to the old school seatbelt style one. Now, will my arm fit up anywhere? Oh, thank goodness. I was going to drain it earlier in the day, right after I ran it, but you guys can't see nothing. I figured that thing was going to drip all over me, and I can't get out of here and save my life. Is that not seated? I know you're probably wondering what I do with all this extra oil. I actually got gallons and gallons and gallons of it. But this is a diesel injected stove, and it burned it super nice. You just dump it right on home right there. For a while now, you guys can all arguably admit to this. 1540, just regular diesel oil. You run that in anything there is. You can still do that. But it seemed like the newer stuff, that's a T4 Rotella. It's the regular stuff. You get a synthetic blend, was a T5, and now they're pushing you to the full synthetic, which, I mean, for something that's turning RPMs all the time, working hard, I don't mind going with the higher stuff. And this truck apparently calls for it. Colder weather climates, you can change your weights and stuff like that. But this is where it kind of sucks. In general, everything is getting more and more expensive, but oil. You used to get T4 regular 1540 diesel oil for 30 bucks for one of these 2.5 gallon jugs. Now, if you go to Napa or O'Reilly and you get 1 gallon of T6, $35. So you're looking at over $100. You need 3 gallons for an oil change. That's just oil. Plus you gotta have a filter. I run the Napa Golds. The Cummins branded ones online and stuff, the Mopar, I've actually seen some of those not do good. As in fuel filter issues. Oh, whoa, we're messing this up. So I just go with the Napa Gold. I've been running these for a long time. Anyway, my point being though, you're looking at $100 to do an oil change, oil only. Cruise on down to your local Walmart. 5-gallon jug, $100. I'll take that any day of the week right there. So that's where I got 2 of these 5 gallons, snagged those up literally a year ago after I realized how much more expensive T6 is. And I haven't done any oil changes yet. And why am I using it out of this? Well, the tractors nowadays, they want a synthetic blend. A lot of them will say you need a Dello, you need something other brand. It all boils back down to a 1540 full synthetic based on your climate. So, remember how I said 1540 T4 used to go in everything? Well, now it looks like we're running 1540 T6 in everything. The skid steer, the Mechalec, the chipper, they're all hitting on the same level, and that's, I guess they want this stuff because the emissions. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there, smash it up back underneath the truck, call it a day. Well, you guys are probably wondering why I pulled the dipstick tube out just a little bit. Comment below if you know. That oil change is done. Those bolts are barely long enough. Let's get this thing off of there and see how bad it is. I bought a new grinder. I don't know why I decided to set it in my way. Not good. Man, it is just basically wanting to fall off immediately. It's just so thin. I needed to build that plate all the way out to here, which I think that's what we got to do now if we want to go anywhere near doing this anymore. These 2 bolts here are for uprights that So, what my game plan here is, it's 20.5 inches from center to center of that bolt to that bolt, 4 inches here to here. I happen to have a piece of flat bar, 1/4 inch thick, 21.5. So we got an inch, half inch of spare on each side, so we can tie into that bolt. And then we can also tie into those right there with a 2-inch drop. I don't have a piece of 4x2 angle iron, but I do happen to have a plasma cutter and a piece of flat bar. Well, I don't know if you call it flat bar, but we're gonna cut that up because I'm here tonight and I can go to the steel yard tomorrow and get a piece of 4-inch and a piece of 2-inch, or I could just make it because I have the stuff already. What's the point of keeping it around if I'm not gonna use it? Well, instead of going full 2-inch strip, we're just gonna do 1-inch tabs. Whew. I didn't really want to weld this at all, so we got a reinforcement plate to go across the whole thing. We might probably weld that to here, but we need to, I got my little extra tabs out the back. Line everything up here, get it marked. Go drill those out. Those little suckers. Probably need to weld on them to get it to welding stuff warps shit. Yep, these are the ones that really matter, how close they are. That one, they're just little guys that hold it there. And they're all blonged out that way, so those work. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, he's grinding the welds to him. This is the old welder that my dad's old unit, and then that's the one I just laid in right now. Now, undoubtedly, this, since I put that nasty bead right there, it's gonna pull that down and warp it. It's gonna put a little spring in it. I did that without bracing it. One, because, two, I kind of did it on purpose, so it's always going to have a little bit of spring tension pulling on it. Second thing is, you want to hit this thing while it's hot, so you can powder coat it. And I use Rust-Oleum 2 times. This stuff dries fast. I really like this. It's paint and primer, and it's worked pretty good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the truck up there a little bit with it, just cause, and then I'm gonna let this fume out. I do have the exhaust fan up there on. Alright, let's see how we did. I think I'm gonna need longer hardware than I thought. Oh, maybe not. Okay, cool. I think we'll be all right. Well, we got that tight, that tight, that tight. Sucked it down. It is definitely loaded up. I'd be a little bit worried about that one little bolt right there. Did put grade 8s, somehow had that in stock. But glad we got this little brace over here. Come on, Southpaw. Do not drop the unit. What did I just say, Southpaw? Did drop a bolt or something. Glad I had this here, and I also just dropped my tape measure that bounced off the blanket, but okay. Now for the durability test. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot better. Now, just to remind you, it is tied to the back side, which is vertical, and which, if you know anything about, shoring stuff up and making it a little bit more stable, you put a crease in it, it just makes the strength go up a lot. So it's tied in back there, plus it's also tied into the vertical one right here, which I put these in it because it was so flimsy up here, because it was only supported on the back side. I was actually going to leave the louvers out, but I needed the support because this thing was so flimsy. So we are good to go to put the spare back up there. I should just sack up completely and buy a spare set of Alcoas for this, so that I can have an Alcoa up here, so I can shed off about 50 pounds. But my whole point of saying I got some stuff for this truck, I should probably leave that blanket in this truck. Go. Dictate if you're going to go on here. You can play. Just like everybody else. Oh, so what the hell is vibrating now? Back up, we got it all the way tight. Honestly, I think it's more along the lines of the top. Well, that's going to last until it doesn't. Okay, only thing left to do is vacuum out the truck. That about wraps it up. Okay, we're wrapping up things here. I figured I might as well open up all these boxes and clean the clutter out before I do the vacuuming while I got, you know, dirty. So, got rid of the stuff, which there wasn't much in there. Check out the difference there. Ooh, it smells like fresh paint. Circle around to the other side. Now this is kind of one of those moments where you go and go, uh-oh. Now this one, there was stuff blocking my drain hole, so it was actually holding water. That was sketch. And the funny ha-ha is these boxes I built so I could fit this Husky toolbox in it. And it's been in there for 2 years. 2 years. No problems. I pulled it in and out many, many times. And it almost didn't come out with the new latches. It was close. And as I was pulling it out, I was like, what the heck? I got this little rod right here. You got to open the top to pull the rod out up here. And I was like, why is it's all messed up right there? Yeah. Oh my gosh. She's been getting hot. So I need to extend my exhaust out so it clears here. Yeah, who knew? That gets hotter than shit. Obviously we knew, but I had been doing so fine. That's bad. So that can't go there no more. Can't go on the other side. Maybe it'll have to go back there. I'll just extend it out and it should be fine. But man, talk about sketch. I don't know if they make this size toolbox anymore. Is this the same one that they still sell? I might have one more of these. I'll swap it out. So it's, well, it's with the truck. It'll stay with the truck. But, that's scary. This bag was a little bit clapped, so I need to get the extension going here. So I looked online for about 5 minutes and I didn't like anything I saw. But I do have this down tip thing. I don't really like this because if it's a dusty road, it just sprays it straight down and makes a dust ball behind you. But it does have a built-in clamp, i.e. a slit, and yeah, I guess I could just make one of those, come think of it. So I'll probably do that. But if I happen to need to tow tomorrow for whatever reason, I'd like to have that thing prepped. Swapped out this bag for a fresh-ish one. Not that fresh. It's a couple years old, but it hasn't been out in elements. And I think I could say I wore this one out in a way, which you consider most of the time they just kind of, they don't get used for much anything at all. I don't even know where I got that Milwaukee one from. What the hell came in that? I don't even remember. But I got a brand new Makita one there. So we go show you guys how this burner works. Oh, some stuff over there. But you can see it just torching on the side. It's running a little bit low on oil, so that's why you hear the hiccuping. But it's just a slight little mist going in there. That little funnel, yeah, jerry rig, that will last quite a while. So that stuff that dumped out of the truck, that could heat me up for a couple of days in here without a problem. Because you can see the minimal amount of firewood that I've actually used. That sucker I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. You can put some green oak in there and it'll rock and roll. So I'm gonna let this dry out. That one's actually dry. You can put her back. So we're good to go. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Got the interior vacuum cleaned out, wiped it all down with interior cleaner. Smells nice in there. I did find a nice vest hiding out, so this must have been from last winter. Got to wear it a couple times, got hot, got put in the back, covered with a bunch of other stuff, but now we're doing good. Oil change, spare tire rack fixed up there, so I've got all the room for activities back on the flatbed, which honestly, it's been so long since that flatbed's been completely cleared open like that. It looks weird seeing it without the tire there. The toolboxes, hopefully we're going to keep some, I don't know, water out of those. That'd be nice. Got that all fixed up, and then the big elephant in the room that we didn't even see trying to catch on fire, that toolbox in there just getting completely scorched to death by the exhaust. We got that temporary downpipe pointed a little bit away from the box. Tomorrow, once the sun comes back up, I'm going to go investigate my stash of exhaust parts and see if I can, make something happen. Try not to order everything and use some of the stuff I actually have. I can clean stuff up plenty good, like that piece of steel. We made it work, and I didn't have to go to town and spend 2 hours driving around buying more stuff. So, talk about this truck a little bit. I've had it for 2 years damn near, and I've changed the oil twice. Honestly, I don't drive it that much. It goes to work towing and local runs and stuff like that. I do have plenty of other rigs, but it's weird to think how much I've popped the hood on this and done anything to the flatbed versus the '08. My old 5500, I don't even want to add up how much money I spent on that truck. I added a little bit of power to it, took some stuff off, I had to put a clutch on it. That clutch sucked, and put another clutch. Put it this way, I got about $3,500 into clutches on the truck, and not to mention spinny objects underneath the exhaust manifold that I swapped out, exhaust brakes, done this, done that. Oh my gosh, compared to this truck, turnkey, ready to go. I absolutely love this truck. And it's weird how social media is, because with the '08, it was good for me to battle through that '08 to realize, you're just throwing a bunch of money at your work truck. That just sucks. I had the hood popped on that thing all the time, spending money, doing this, doing that, about Alcoas. Or you could just save your money, which you need a work truck initially. So the '08 was expensive, but to think how much I've built up off of that, and I want to say is humbled, because I never expected to actually have this. I talked about this truck for years, and here it is. It's done everything just the way I'd ever hoped for it. It's done highway miles. It's done, around town towing, nasty back roads. The gearing's just about perfect. Only thing that's not completely ideal for a full-on work truck is it's a crew cab, because it's so damn big. Cab chassis already got a longer frame back there anyway, so the truck's actually pretty damn big. But to justify spending this much money on a truck, I had to go four-door in case I was going to pick up the littles or something like that, and it's worked great for it. So I'm happy as could be with this truck. Biggest check I've ever written was for this in my dad's truck, and wish my dad would get his done, but it's his truck to decide. It can sit there forever and not get hurt. That's fine with me, but it would be neat to see him get out there and use it, because I know he would thoroughly enjoy it. For off-the-shelf, turnkey, ready to work, towing, hauling, these damn things are awesome. I want to say something just a little bit offbeat, because it's weird how social media is. Through all the battling and all the cheap trucks and stuff that I bought, I was really, really excited to get this truck, and I was excited to show it with you guys, but it was weird how much, hype it got in the beginning, but then it would quickly fall off, and that's the way social media pretty much works. Unless you're doing something, just pretty much if you're buying something every week, you're going to stay relevant. But if you get to what you always wanted, then that's it. What do you do then? I mean, you can go get a semi after that, but I'm not trying to buy stuff just to make content. And these things are just too damn convenient to justify going and getting a semi. The only thing that a semi would do better than this, for me, is it could haul two pieces of equipment at once. But the equipment now is realistically getting too big to haul two at once. So, I mean, weight-wise you can do it, but you know, area-wise, you can't really quite fit it in there. So that's why we're sticking with the cab chassis stuff, or, I mean, even a factory pickup bed 3500 would be great. But just stay humble, guys, out there. I'm not saying I've done everything great in my life, but it's kind of funny to think I never expected to actually have one. He's talked about it for years, and here it is. And it's freaking awesome. It doesn't feel like that long ago I was driving that Blazer around, towing a boat trailer with a piece of plywood on it, hauling a mower to jobs, fixing up people's yards. The bed back there costs more than the Blazer and the mower and everything. And it's kind of cool to see everything that actually worked out, you know, and I'm stoked on everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one. Later.